High school soccer on Ticket TV is presented by Mainly Supplements, Greenway Equipment Sales, and Quirk Auto Group. High school sports on Ticket TV is also brought to you by First National Bank, Coastal Auto Parts, Northeast Driving School, The Neighborhood Early Childhood Center, Twin City Tire and Service, Down East Toyota, Midcoast Denture Design, Dean's Detailing, and by Mainly Eyes. The Bush Group from Next Home, Bombshell Beauty, and by Hermon Motor Company. Now let's get you out to the action on Ticket TV.
Well, hello everyone and welcome to Pottle Field here at Hermon High School. A match between the MDI Trojans and the Hermon Hawks underway here in the first half. I'm Mark Paulette. Jim Churchill will be joining me on the call momentarily. It's been a morning of some technical issues, having to work around some network connections, but we are up to bring you the remainder of this match. As you can see in the background right there on the scoreboard, about 17 minutes left in the first half. It's Hermon leading MDI by a 2-1 score, and then coming up following this game, it's the boys match between the Hermon Hawks and the MDI Trojans. Well, it was Hermon, the team atop Class B, jumping out to an early 1-0 lead. They're 8-0 entering today's action. These teams actually met earlier in the season. It was the second game of the season. Hermon defeated MDI by a 9-0 scoreline, but once again today, it was Hermon jumping out to a 1-0 lead through a goal from Sydney Gallup. Sydney, over the weekend, scoring her 100th goal of her high school career. She is closing in on the all-time program record here at Hermon. So Sydney notching goal number 101 to open the scoring today. And it was MDI finding an equalizer before Elizabeth Wyman restored the lead for the Hawks. About 16 minutes here remaining in the first half. It's Hermon on the attack, but called for an offsides. And that run of play comes to a close. Once again, Mark Paulette along with you here for today's action, alongside Jim Churchill. It's High School Sports on Ticket TV, presented by Mainly Supplements. They're the presenting sponsor of high school sports. Located near the Bangor Mall, Mainly Supplements is a fully stocked nutritional supplement store. Their dedicated team members look forward to working with you and helping you reach your health and fitness goals. Mainly Supplements, 109 Bangor Mall Boulevard, right next to Hannaford, and at mainlysupplements.com. Well, the fog from the early morning has cleared off. It's a beautiful day here at Pottle Field, Jim. A nice setting, the foliage all around us here, and should have a couple pretty good games on the pitch.
Yeah, we get a great view of the foliage here from Pottle Field in the press box. It is a spectacular mid-October day, and looking forward to a lot of great soccer here today between the Trojans and the Hawks.
So far, through the first 25 minutes or so, of course, Hermon is the power, one of the best programs in all the state, regardless of class. MDI is hung well, but here's an effort on goal, and look at that. Off of the right foot. Megan Gore slotting that one home to extend the Hermon lead. Now, you put up the number there, Jim. I did see it. I was a little concerned, though, because the last time we had a Hermon roster, I think there were some different names and numbers to go along. But can I get a thumbs up that was, in fact, Megan Dorr? That was Megan Dorr with the third goal of the game for Hermon, extending their lead here 3-1, just under 15 minutes remaining in the first half.
A little bit of a sun field here on our replay.
It is bright out here today. MDI with possession of the ball. As I was saying there, right before Megan put Hermon back on top by a 2-goal advantage, MDI has done well. They entered the contest today 3-7-0. That's 11th in the standings. However, they had hung tough for the first 25 minutes, but here comes Hermon trying to build off the momentum of the last goal. Ball takes a deflection. It'll stay in play for the time being before MDI clears it out to be safe. Wyman, one of the goal scorers, right below us to bring it back into play. She finds Sydney Gallup, once again with 101 goals and counting in her high school career. Hermon recognized Cindy Gallup before the start of today's game. She got an ovation from both teams, all the supporters here at Pottle Field.
Yeah, 101 goals, considering the pandemic. That's pretty spectacular.
Knocked forward, giving chase for MDI is Jenny Carr. Gallup trying to control the ball. She plays it down. Nice deflection there. Hanging close is Hannah St. Amand for the Trojans. Ball rolls out of play on the far side. It'll be a Hermon throw.
We'll see this Hermon girls soccer team again later on this week. They will be up in Old Town. See the boys team as well at Victory Field for that one.
Cross comes into the box, poked just over. Another close chance for Hermon as they are starting to find their groove. Maybe just took them a little while. 11 a.m. kickoff here today. The boys game to follow at 1. A little earlier start. Taking a while to warm up here for both teams.
Two officials for this game.
Trojans making their way across midfield, trying to spring a player down the wing and attack, but it's intercepted by Hermon. Knocked out of play by Alexandra Hanley. Attempted through ball, cut out. Tabor Allen knocking it out of play for the Trojans. Cross into the area by Hermon is scooped up by the MDI goalie. Play forward here, trying to continue her run. He is number 6 for MDI now. I don't know about you, Jim, but on my roster, I have number 6 listed as injured. And on yours, it was crossed out by head coach May Chan. So that is Linda Bolton. You have the cheat sheet over here that you set up for me in the pregame. So
well, you have it.
I'm flying. Oh, I got it. All right, I copied it down.
That's Olivia Gray in goal for MDI, senior.
Familiar name from the basketball court.
Indeed. A lot of familiar names from the basketball court out here on the pitch today.
Right as I say that, Charlotte Karen stepping in and intercepting a pass for the Hermon defense.
Sydney Gallup herself, also a key player for Chris Cameron's girls program here at Hermon High School.
Here comes Hermon off the turn. Trying to take advantage once again. Cross into the box. Going to the ground. Briefly did a touch to it was Olivia Gray. And then an attempt goes behind by Hermon. Golden opportunity there to add a 4th goal to their efforts here in the first half, but just couldn't see it through.
Yeah, great effort there by Olivia Gray. Dangerous play as she dove in front. players coming at her with their cleats ready to fire that one into the back of the net.
High school sports on Ticket TV, presented by Quirk Auto Group. Visit a Quirk Auto Group dealership in Bangor, Belfast, Augusta, or Portland, and at quirkauto.com. Gallup is able to come away with the ball just outside the box. An attempt on net, and she scores her second of the game. Sydney Gallup placing it perfectly in the bottom left corner. And just like that, you see how quickly the Hawks are able to strike. Gallup was able to control possession, separate herself from the defender, slot that one home. And when it looks that easy, that's why you have 102 goals to your credit in your high school career.
Yeah, you could see that one coming. Not much resistance from the back line, and Sydney able to tee that one up, kept it low, as you said, lower left for the fourth goal of the morning for the Hermon Hawks. We don't often use morning for our broadcasts.
No, we are still there, though.
Tournament time, I guess we'll use that. But.
In the ball. Oh, look at that crossover. Right-footed effort is curled into net by Lindsay Reed. It doesn't get much sweeter than that. Another quick strike by the Hawks. It's 5-1 Hermon.
Yeah, look at her stop on a dime and then wide open, clean look at the goal, and she went right side with that one.
Well, MDI was able to weather the storm for about 25 minutes in this first half. It was a 2-1 scoreline with just over 15 minutes remaining. Since then, in less than 7 minutes of play, or right around there, Hermon has added 3 to their tally. Once again, the scoreline was 9-0 the first time these two teams met. Second game of the season for both of them down on the island. And after that, of course, Hermon had to go through a fairly lengthy layoff with athletics shut down at Hermon High due to COVID-related issues, but this girls' soccer team did not skip a beat when they made their way back onto the pitch. 8-0-0 atop the standings this year. These 5 goals, no anomaly for them. They average right around 7 or so per game. A very potent offense for the Hawks.
Standings hold that game we have on Thursday night up at Old Town between Hermon and Old Town. That'll be number 1 against number 2. Old Town has been playing well as of late.
Knocked forward, and here's Reed getting to the ball first. Again, tries to cross onto her right foot. Plays it back into the box. Left-footed attempt is blocked down. Reed still with the ball at her feet. Knocks it back to Emily Treat. Ball takes a deflection and slowly rolls out of play. MDI goal kick coming up. High school sports on Ticket TV, presented in part by Greenway Equipment Sales. Nothing runs like a deer in Bangor and Ellsworth, and at greenwayequipment.com.
I had somebody tell me because of the weather that we've had over the last couple of months, the foliage would not be as spectacular this year, but as we look across the field and across the horizon, I beg to differ. It's pretty spectacular.
I'm no foliage expert other than someone who just enjoys driving around the state to see it, but doesn't the damper climate aid in the popping colors?
Well, we've definitely had plenty of dampness here recently. Plenty of precipitation.
Charlotte Karen coming up to control the ball for Hermon. Karen once again with the ball at her feet, flicks it ahead to Treat. Treat goes back to Karen, back to Treat once again.
Wing pass.
Tries to knock it ahead, did Treat. No one was home, just cleared out of play by MDI. Looked to be Kalina Higgins, a senior in back for the Trojans. Hermon dominating possession right now. Trying to get another attacking move going. Coming away with the ball for the Trojans, Leela Weir.
Bella Bowden with some action.
Bowden sends it deep across midfield. Heavy first touch from Reed, and MDI has it back briefly. Bowden comes out to scoop that up. Inside of the final 5 minutes here in the first half, it's Hermon on top 5-1. Once again, the goal scorer, Sydney Gallup, has 2 here in the first half. Elizabeth Wyman, Lindsay Reed, and Megan Dorr
Nice pressure, Glow.
with the other 3 goals for the Hawks.
Go, Charlotte.
Nice work, Charlotte.
Reed winning possession back from Sophia Anderson.
Whenever I see Charlotte Karen, I think of that
Buzzer beater.
buzzer-beating 3 she hit against John Babst.
That was the one with the
Gave the Hawks a couple years ago the ability, getting past that early round game against John Babst, to win the regional championship.
Now, was that the year for the Hawks girls that every game was like a nail biter right down to the wire for them?
I can't remember all those details, Mark, but I think they did have some tight ones. I ended up playing Wells in the state championship at the Cross Insurance Center. Couldn't quite get past the Warriors.
Hermon trying to switch the play, but it's picked off by MDI. See if the Trojans can work it out from the back. Nice run as the ball is laid off to Anderson.
Speaking of nail biters, I'm still recovering from yesterday's New England sports action between the Patriots sneaking one out and that edge of your seat Red Sox game.
Yeah, one of those games was a little more enjoyable than the other. One was pretty infuriating. The other was a thrill ride, 13 innings of playoff baseball. Christian Vasquez, of course, coming through with the walk-off 2-run homer because everyone saw that coming. As for the Patriots, I don't know. Monday morning, not feeling great about their efforts yesterday in Houston, bailing one out, really due to the inability of the Texans to put the game away. Here's Weir once again with the ball. Weir comes to Anderson. Anderson trying to work her way back into the center of the pitch. She loses possession. Jumping onto it is Allison Cameron. Cameron with a nice through ball down the far side. The Hawks are on the attack yet again. A cross comes in offside net. Nice effort by Hermon, but it'll result in a goal kick for the Trojans. 90 seconds remaining in the first half of action here. Hermon in the lead 5-1. High school sports on Ticket TV, presented in part by First National Bank. Dream first because you can. We're also brought to you by Mainly Eyes. At Mainly Eyes, you'll see the difference inside Bangor Mall and at mainlyeyes.com. The Trojans just trying to survive the final 60 seconds or so of this first half. A whistle and a free kick in favor of MDI. Half a minute remaining here in half number one of a doubleheader on Ticket TV. MDI girls taking on the Hermon girls. The boys game to follow at 1 o'clock. See if Hermon can get one final attack as there's some aircraft going overhead right now, drowning us out a bit.
Our own special flyover. Those are supposed to happen in the pregame.
Yeah, 40 minutes late, but I'll take it when we can get it. Dribbling out the first half for MDI. Sophia Anderson, and there is the whistle. 5-1, the score line at the break. It's Hermon here early. We'll come back with the halftime break on Ticket TV. We are presented in part by Twin City Tire at 609 Wilson Street in Brewer, or Twin City Tire ME for all your snow tire and car care needs. We'll take a look at some of those goals for the Hawks coming up next, right here on Ticket TV.
Especially if you're not experienced.
Welcome back to Pottle Field here at Hermon High School. High school sports on Ticket TV, brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, owners of your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores. Let's take a look at a couple of the goals here in the first half. It's Hermon on top, 5-1. And we start off, I believe this was their fourth goal of the opening half. Is waiting for the camera to catch up. Well, almost had it there. Another effort from the Hawks. This was
Doors goal.
Yeah, Megan with a nice effort, curling it in off the right foot.
Sydney Gallup with a bullet.
Sydney's second goal of the contest. Here's the fifth goal of the first half. Lindsay Reed stopping on a dime, getting the ball onto her right foot and curling it to the upper corner of the net.
Beautiful goal right there to cap off the scoring for the Hermon Hawks.
Hawks on top, 5-1 at the break. Our halftime show continues, presented by Hermon Motor Company. For pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs to their service department, Hermon Motor Company does it all. And Hermon Motor Company now features Currahee trailers. Hermon Motor Company has something for everyone. 2512 U.S. Route 2 in Hermon. We will return to Hermon right after this short break for the continuation of our halftime show on Ticket TV. Welcome back to Pottle Field. Mark Paulette, Jim Churchill on the call for a couple of games this afternoon between the Hermon Hawks and the MDI Trojans. It's the girls matchup at the half right now, with Hermon leading 5-1. High school sports on Ticket TV, presented by Down East Toyota, located at 652 Wilson Street in Brewer. All roads lead to Down East. And this is the halftime show, which is presented by Mainly Supplements, located near the Bangor Mall. Mainly Supplements is a fully stocked nutritional supplement store. Their dedicated team members look forward to working with you and helping you reach your health and fitness goals. Mainly Supplements, 109 Bangor Mall Boulevard, Bangor, and mainlysupplements.com. Let's take a look at the program histories for these two schools, beginning with the visitors from MDI. The Trojans in the 2019 season, a very strong year, 12-2, as you see right there. One regional championship to their credit, coming in 1993. 5-8-1 record in 2018. 19, a 7-6-1 record the year prior. And as we saw in that first half, MDI was able to hang tough for about 25 minutes or so before the onslaught of goals came from the Hermon Hawks. You knew it was coming if you have looked at the scoreline from the first 9 games that Hermon has played this year. Just to this point anyways, an unstoppable force in Class B. All right, let's take a look at the Hawks now. Their program history, it does not get much better than the previous decade for the Hermon Hawks. Well over 100 victories over their 9 seasons, undefeated in the last full season played in 2019, of course losing in the state championship. And as you can see right there, just 4 losses over the previous 3 seasons. They are undefeated so far this year, 4 regional championships to their credit. It's really an incredible run that the Hawks have been able to string together over the last 10 years or so. Yeah,
MJ Ball, the coach for the Hawks, doing a great job here with this program. And once you have success, we've got a couple of coaches here with us in the press box. Once you have that success, it helps in obviously begetting more success because people get excited, get interested at the lower levels in the program.
High school sports on Ticket TV, presented in part by Midcoast Denture Design, because everyone deserves an awesome smile. Visit midcoastdenturedesignmaine.com. We'll take another break, come back, and get you ready for second half action on Ticket TV. Welcome back to Polo Field, the second half between the Hawks and the MDI Trojans, just minutes from getting underway. High school sports on Ticket TV, presented in part by the Neighborhood Early Childhood Center in Bangor. For kids 6 weeks to 5 years old, it's where children of all backgrounds and abilities can learn, explore, socialize, and play. All right, Jim, let's look at the school profiles for the teams in action today, beginning with the Trojans of MDI.
Enrollment around 5:45. Principal is Matthew Haney. The athletic director is Bunky Dow, and the superintendent Mark Gauss.
And for the Trojans, for the Hermon Hawks,
enrollment right around 517 students. Principal is Brian Walsh. Athletic director Rick Sinclair. We appreciate Rick's help on our broadcast here from Pottle Field, and the superintendent is Jim Chassie.
High school sports on Ticket TV, brought to you by Bombshell Beauty and Spa, Brewer's full-service hair salon and spa, conveniently located in the Hannaford Plaza. Come check out their new location, 3 doors down from their old location. We will sneak in one final break here before the start of the second half. It's Hermon leading MDI by a score of 5-1. The kickoff right after this. Welcome back to Pottle Field. The second half is underway. Hawks with possession of the ball and owning a 5-1 lead through the first 40-plus minutes of this contest. Mark Paulette and Jim Churchill on the call with you. A beautiful through pass that time, but just straying offside was Lindsey Reed. Offside by maybe an elbow there to stop that attack for the Hawks.
Yeah, Lindsay had visions of goal number 2 in her sights right there.
Goal scorers in the first half. Sydney Gallup with a pair. She now has 102 and counting in her high school career. So she is inside, just a few goals of matching the program record here for the Hermon Hawks. Also finding their way onto the score sheet, Elizabeth Wyman in the first half, Megan Dorr to go along with Lindsey Reed. Another chance here for Reed and the Hawks. It takes a deflection behind and a corner upcoming for Hermon.
Take a look at our broadcast schedule here momentarily, but a full week of action here on Ticket TV. The 2 games here today, boys coming up right after this one. Soccer games over the next 3 days, and we'll cap it with a football game on Friday night.
Maddie Higgins swings in the cross, and free in the box for a header was a Hermon player, but MDI is able to clear it out just a bit to get some breathing room. The Hawks keeping the ball in along the far side. Played towards the middle of the pitch, no one home, and picked off by the Trojans. Strong on the ball for MDI, Layla Weir.
Crowd enjoying the weather here today. Get some youngsters down below. They've got a buffet spread out in front of them. See some Cheetos. Those red hot dogs. Concession stand is open here today for the fans in attendance.
MDI trying to get some sustained action with the ball at their feet. A good move here, just out of the reach of Jenny Carr on that last move, but Trojans retain the throw.
I did see some of the staff here at Hermon High School also taking advantage of the concession stand.
Care to name any names?
A couple of prominent individuals.
Hermon sends it deep. Winning the ball for the Hawks. Brooke Gallup. She plays it out wide. Alexis Raymond's attempt on net is scooped up by the MDI keeper. Olivia Gray sends it deep for the Trojans. Maddie Higgins, all kinds of space. Higgins still with the ball at her feet. I think she thought about letting it fly a couple of times, decided against it. Tried to find an entry pass that was cleared by MDI. Higgins lays it off for Allison Cameron. Cameron ahead to Michaela Salter. Salter finds Reed giving chase, and now Reed plays it back. Intercepted over there. Looks like Sophia Anderson. She's been all over the place so far today for the Trojans. Cameron dispossessed momentarily, but she wins the ball back just outside of the box for the Hawks. Raymond's attempted pass deflected down, but she jumps back onto the ball.
Just looking at my weather app, it says 58 degrees. Feels like 67.
I don't even know if it feels like 67. It feels a little warmer than that.
Nice.
I dressed for cooler temperatures, and I'm kind of regretting it at this point. When I got up this morning, you couldn't even see 10 feet in front of you. The fog was so thick. Driving over the bridge from Bangor to Brewer, there's just nothing around you. Cameron through ball here, giving chase is Raymond. First to it for MDI is number 2, which number 2 was scratched out on your sheet by head coach May Chan, and I don't see a replacement. Number 2, here's a shot on goal, and Hermon has a 6 to their credit.
Take a look at the Greenway replay.
Look at this attempt from range.
Olivia Gray retreating, tried to get that right hand up there to keep it out of the net.
Allison Cameron floating it to the far corner. It's one thing about Hermon, they score often, but their goals are very impressive when they come as well. So Allie Cameron finding her way onto the score sheet. 6 Hermon goals, 5 different goal scorers in this contest. MDI trying to get something at the attacking end. Hawks quick in their pursuit of the ball. Cross comes in, but that will stray behind for a Hermon goal kick.
Did you say the Hawks were averaging about 7 goals a game?
And that might be doing them a disservice, honestly. Because the score was not reported of their victory over the weekend at Caribou, but going to ground was Brooke Gallup. Referee says play on, fair challenge from the Trojan defender. It's out for another Hermon corner. Once again, it's Maddie Higgins heading over to swing it in. Yeah, I can tell you in their first 8 games, they scored 47 goals. They got 6 more in this one. Header appeared to be on net. It was a close attempt from Hermon. The ball rolled out of play behind for an MDI goal kick. Let's take a look at the standings here. In Class B North, it's Hermon at the top at 8-0. You mentioned that matchup coming up later in the week that we have right here on Ticket TV between Hermon and Old Town. Those two duking it out for top seeding here in the North. Old Town off to a very impressive 8-2-1 start to their season. John Babbs not far behind at 6-2. Ellsworth 8-3. 2 of those losses have come against Hermon.
Good job, Brooke. Keep going.
Winslow, followed by Waterville, Belfast, and Nokomis in the Class B standings. Of course, open postseason this year, so all are eligible.
And the closest game the Hawks have had this year, it was a relatively tight one against Presque Isle here at home, 3-1. That was their third game of the season.
Nice job. Get on side.
Knocked ahead, giving chase for the Trojans. Looked like Tabor Allen going and playing the ball out for a Hermon throw. Hermon in possession of the ball. Switching the play and bringing the ball over near side, Alexis Raymond.
This one here.
MDI trying to clear it, trying to alleviate some of the sustained pressure from this Hawks attack. Higgins plays it to Cameron. Cameron's ball finds the foot of a Trojan defender, and now it's MDI looking to break. Coming away with the ball briefly was Hannah St. Amand, and then Maddie Higgins retreating to win back possession for the Hawks, but commits a foul. Taking the brunt of that collision was Maya Ishimura. I'm hoping that her name was not crossed off. No, that was Maya. 6-0 was the score of Hermon's last game. So what did I say? 47 through their first 8, 53 through 9, 6 more today. So add one more to the tally. That gets you to 6 per game to this point. The Hawks certainly do not look done when it comes to goal scoring in this one. Inside of the final half hour here, Hermon on top, 6-1.
So many reasons why I couldn't come in.
Hawks playing the ball out from the back.
Nice,
Brooke Gallup heads it along. Chase was Reed, but MDI over on the far side, not giving up possession easily. There's Maddie Higgins once again trying to clean it up. A nice turn, bringing the ball back towards the middle of the field. Her through ball to Brooke Gallup is played down by Brooke, looking for the turn. Finds its way back to Cameron. Cameron feeds Salter, who tried to lay it off out wide for Jalen Hills, I believe that was, number 8 for Hermon.
So how much longer does Neville
Salter sends it in. MDI gets rid of it for the time being. Hannah St. Amand just trying to find somewhere to go with it. Once again played forward by Hermon. Here's Reed trying to feed it to Gallup.
So he has been here now.
Alexis Raymond lays it back for Cameron Morin. Morin able to maintain possession for the Hawks, knocking it out of play off of the Trojan. Morin sends it down the sideline. Knocked out of play once again by MDI. That was Nina Rosef. Salter keeps possession for the Hawks. Reed back to Salter. Salter out wide. Hermon working down the far side of the pitch right now. A nice job holding off the defender. An attempt on net is saved. Olivia Gray knocking it down for the Trojans.
Ouch.
A vicious.
It was 9-on-9 crime right there.
Yeah, a vicious ball off of the arm of Allison Cameron, but she did knock it down, allowing a teammate to jump onto it for the time being. Gray throws it out for MDI, who just cannot find their way beyond midfield right now. Here's Higgins with an attempt, rolls wide. Provide a moment of relief in defense for the Trojans. High school sports on Ticket TV, brought to you by Dean's Detailing. They have been Maine's auto detailing leader since 1971. Renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your auto investment, enjoy the ride. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. When we have a second here, we'll take a look at our upcoming broadcast schedule. Another busy week on Ticket TV. 6 games last week, getting the action going today with a doubleheader. An attempt on net from Emily Treat is corralled by Gray. All right, let's take a look at that broadcast schedule this week on Ticket TV. Coming up tomorrow, Brunswick at Brewer boys soccer, 3:30 the kickoff. On Wednesday, Hermon at Old Town, the boys matchup that is, at 6 o'clock. And then on Thursday, we were mentioning it earlier, taking a look at the standings. The top 2 teams in Class B North currently, Hermon at Old Town at 6. And then on Friday, MCI taking on Old Town as well. So,
In football,
got
the other football.
Yes, on the gridiron. Got another busy week here on Ticket TV. High school sports presented in part by Northeast Driving School. They have been the leader in driver training since 1969. You can register for fall courses today at northeastdrivingschool.com.
Yeah, kind of heading down the stretch, the home stretch here after this one. Hermon girls will have just 3 games. That game in Old Town against the Coyotes, and then they're going to have a trip to Presque Isle to take on the Wildcats on the 16th of October. And they'll finish up with another pretty good opponent in the John Baptist High School girls.
Reed trying to shoulder a player off the ball, maintain possession, does it once, can't do it twice, as coming over was Lilia Weird.
Good job there by number 9 for MDI, fighting off some pressure by Ishimura.
Maddie Higgins bringing the ball up for Hermon. Higgins plays it out wide, giving chase is Megan Dorr, one of the goal scorers in the first half. Dorr's cross into the box, scooped out by Olivia Gray before any Hawk could get a touch on it. MDI trying to find Linda Bolton in that last attack.
Should also mention, as part of our broadcast schedule, we have another game here today. Coming up next, it is the MDI Trojan boys taking on the Hermon Hawk boys. You saw Hermon here, was it last week?
Yes, against Ellsworth.
Yeah, the record didn't look all that good. They'd lost a lot of games due to the COVID situation at Hermon, but in that game it took a penalty kick late for Ellsworth to win that one.
After the Hermon boys had their own penalty attempt saved in the first half.
Right.
Bringing the ball into play that time, number 2 for MDI, where some of my confusion comes in because she was crossed out by head coach Mei Chan, but did not get a replacement number 2.
Yeah, there were some number switches here for the Trojans. This one listed as Alexandra Hanley, sophomore forward.
Was told she was not here today with the Trojans. Hermon with a corner. Higgins making her way over. Inside the final 20 minutes here in the second half. Hermon making a couple switches, exiting the field. Number 2, Annie LeBlanc. Number 13, Cameron Morin. See the boys on the far side lining up behind the Hermon girls bench, starting to stretch it out for their match coming up at 1 o'clock. Stay right here on Ticket TV for full coverage of that game as well. High school sports on Ticket TV, presented in part by Tim Bush and the Bush Group, real estate agents with next home experience. The Bush Group is ready to help you with all your real estate needs, whether it is buying or selling or investing. The Bush Group is here to make all your real estate goals happen. They are also proud supporters of all local high school sports and would like to wish all the student athletes a successful fall season. Corner into the box from Hermon, and must have had a whistle based on the general ease with which MDI was playing that ball down. A result in a free kick here for the Trojans.
MDI boys program has arrived here at Pottle Field. They are 1-6-1 on the season, currently in 7th place in Class B North. Hermon at 1-6.
We may have a source with knowledge on the sideline who can tell me who number 2 for MDI is, so I think I'll try to get to the bottom of this.
Previous matchup between Hermon and MDI boys. Excuse me. 3-0 on MDI win.
A whistle here with a Hermon player going to the ground. It'll be a free kick for the Trojans. I see the source going to his phone, so we should find out in short order some of the questions we had about the Trojan roster. Knocked down was Megan Dorr, the junior for the Hawks. She wins a free kick for her side. Higgins sends it deep. Gray comes out of the net to corral it.
Just waiting for the fair catch signal there from Olivia Gray.
And our source is not quite sure who number 2 is either.
Okay.
Did say she has a big bandage on her forehead.
Yeah. So maybe she wasn't going to be here, but...
Or possibly some blood in the first half somewhere. Had to switch out her jersey for number 2, which was laying around.
All speculation.
Nice job.
Winning away the ball for Hermon, Charlotte Karen. Hawks can't keep it in. And now we see that bandage is coming near side to bring in the throw is mysterious number 2 for the MDI Trojans. MDI brings it back in. Claire Sanner had it momentarily before Hermon comes away with possession.
Well, so far, MDI just outscored 1-0 here in the second half.
The Hermon goals come in bunches. When they do score, the floodgates seem to open after that. That was the case in the first half. Hermon led it 2-1 through about the first 25 minutes or so, and then over the next 8 minutes in that first half, tacked on an additional 3 goals for their halftime lead of 5-1. A nice ball played ahead there by Hermon, giving chase was Sam Grover, but Olivia Gray able to come out. And the source is calling me.
Oh.
I guess I should tell him that I am currently on air calling this game.
I can take that call for you, Mark. You're
All right, let's have you dial him back up. Gray sends it ahead for the Trojans. Inside the final quarter hour here at Pottle Field. Hermon salting away another victory. It'll be their 10th of the season, improved to a perfect 10-0 start. Long ball played ahead and giving chase for MDI was an attacker. We have got to the bottom of who number 2 is. That'd be Hannah St. Amand, which confuses me further because there's also a number 8 on the pitch right now for MDI. Do we trust the source is my next question.
well. You're doing play-by-play, so it's going to be up to you. I do not want to be responsible.
Charlotte Karen brings the ball back into play. An initial whiff of a clearance by MDI, but to get it out of the area momentarily. Winning the ball back for Hermon, Megan Dorr. Strong challenge there in the middle of the pitch from the Trojans, and they're coming away with the ball looking to break. Cleared out of play. It'll be a Trojan throw.
Well, they did. I just did hear somebody holler to Hannah, and Hannah St. Amand is running off the field.
All right, so we can now confirm number 2 is in fact Hannah St. Amand. Now we just have to get to the bottom of who I've been calling Hannah St. Amand.
Sadie Sullivan, senior, back into the ball game for MDI.
Nice leading pass and getting on to possession, crossing it in is Megan Dorr. Her cross is played down. An attempt takes a deflection on net. It'll allow Olivia Gray to come out for the Trojans. Out of play for a Hermon throw. Some more substitutes coming onto the pitch. 3 new Hawks making their way into the ball game. And at least one new Trojan as well among the new players entering for Hermon. Number 4, Isabella Byram. Number 3, Ashley Cody. Ashley, a junior. Isabella, a sophomore for the Hermon Hawks. Coming up is Charlotte Karen to make a couple of key interceptions there for Hermon, and now it's Cody sending it into the box before Gray comes out to scoop. Ellie Yarborough briefly with the ball at her feet there for MDI. Knocked out of play. It'll be a Trojan throw. This clearance on the first attempt. Karen gets a touch to it.
Did you guys have quite a few left over?
Cleaning up that time was Elizabeth Wyman for the Hawks, one of the goal scorers in the first half. Karen coming out once again. This time she's dispossessed. Claire Sanner on the ball for MDI. Claire finds a teammate. An attempt from range is going to take a hop before being corralled. Sent ahead by Bella Bowden.
But in between, it was just like a 10, like in between one of these.
Inside the final 10 minutes here at Pottle Field, it's the Hermon Hawks with a 6-1 advantage, looking to improve to 10-0 this season. While we have a second here, let's take a look at the schedules remaining for these teams. First with the Trojans. Coming up on Wednesday, a game against George Stevens. Actually, they got 3 straight games coming up here.
At home, yeah.
George Stevens, John Babst, and Ellsworth on the schedule for MDI. You saw what they did there last week, feeding into this game. A couple of wins over Foxcroft Academy and Presque Isle, for suffering a defeat at John Babst in their last contest. For the Hermon Hawks, all you see up there is W's. Hermon with a game coming up at Old Town, which we will have right here on Ticket TV. I have to imagine that is not a Sunday contest. Hermon also to take on Presque Isle and John Babst. I was going to say Sunday I'll be watching the Pats, so will not be available for that game if it's been rescheduled.
Well, that would be Thursday, October 14th, and then they'll finish up on the 19th.
Nice job, Blue. Go, Ashley.
Here's Cody on the ball for Hermon, knocked away. Ashlyn Allen with a touch. Byram trying to find a lane. Byram now goes out wide. Dispossessed in the box. And coming away with it are the Trojans. That is number 8, who we know is not Hannah St. Amon. Michaela Salter holding off the Trojan defender and finding Allie Coxon. Coxon plays it across midfield. Going down the far side is Emily Treat. Treat with a nice pass ahead. Looks like Abigail Hinchcliffe on the receiving end of that with a cast on her right arm. Hinchcliffe jumping back onto the ball. Plays it into the center. Hermon has a shot roll behind from Ashley Cody. You can see the MDI boys warming up behind the net at the far end of the field. Hermon boys still stretching it out behind what will be their bench for the second game of this doubleheader. That contest kicks off at 1 o'clock. We will bring you full coverage of that game as well. Myself and Jim Churchill will be back for the call.
After I get my coffee, Mark. I'm way overdue.
It's been a morning. Trying to figure out what exactly was going on with our technical issues. Got here, we were fully set up, realized that there was a problem with the Wi-Fi. Some of our staff here today, Marcus Caesar, Nate Bailey, Matt Cunha, tried to put on the hats of an IT professional. Turns out none of them are qualified to do so.
Meanwhile, I was yelling at Verizon, up close and personal.
And I was just kind of sitting here, waiting to call a couple soccer games. Here we are, got on air in the first half. Seen half of the Hermon goals to this point. Inside the final 5 minutes of the contest, it's a 5-goal lead right now for the Hawks. Their next goal, based on my crude math, will be their 60th of the season in their 10th game. Strong challenge there in midfield. Elizabeth Wyman for Hermon. She is being hounded by a couple of Trojans in front of a few of the MDI fans that made the trek from the island. Karen plays it forward to Cody. Cody and Nina Rosef going to battle there. Back to Karen, laid off for Ashlyn Allen. Getting a touch with Sam Grover. Three and a half minutes remaining in this second half. Now turning onto the ball, Abigail Hinchcliffe. Cleared out by the Trojans. Hey, don't forget, coming up next month on the ticket, it's the University of Maine men's and women's basketball. The Black Bears getting underway in early November. The ticket, your home for UMaine men's and women's b-ball, and that is less than a month away at this point on the calendar.
Indeed, November 9th of our first Black Bear game here on the ticket, or I should say on Sports Radio 92.9 the ticket.
Where we are at right now, Ticket TV, presented in part by Quirk Auto Group. Visit a Quirk Auto Group dealership in Bangor, Belfast, Augusta, or Portland, and at quirkauto.com. Also let you know that we are brought to you by Greenway Equipment Sales. Nothing runs like a deer in Bangor and Ellsworth, and at greenwayequipment.com. Chance for MDI snuffed out quickly by the Hermon defense. They don't want to let anything, even if it is just consolation, up at this point, as they are looking for potentially a 7th goal of the game. Run off the ball with Sam Grover. Finds its way out to Ashlyn Allen. Byram plays it back to Allen. Allen, not sure if that was a shot or a through ball. Either way, picked off by MDI. Karen, a touch around the defender and passes it to Allen. Allen sends it over to Michaela Salter. Salter into the middle of the pitch, trying to dribble her way through a couple of defenders, was Ashley Cody. Salter's pass is cut out.
Speaking of Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket, Game 4 tonight between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Boston Red Sox. 6:07, the pregame show on The Ticket. 7:07, the first pitch. Also coming up later on this month, the Bruins season opener on October 16th and the Celtics season opener on the 20th.
Here's an MDI throw in the final minute of play. Hermon about 45 seconds away from advancing to 10-0 this year. MDI will fall to 3-8-0. But of course, with the open competition in fall high school sports, the postseason is open to everyone, so MDI still with some time here at the end of the regular season to find their form. A couple of wins last week. Can't be deterred by a loss here at Pottle Field. That happens to just about everyone that takes on this Hermon Hawks girls squad.
Both teams hustling right to the very end in this game. Good to see.
And there is the final whistle. It's a 6-1 victory this morning for the Hermon Hawks, who are now 10-0 this season. High school sports on Ticket TV, presented by First National Bank. Dream first because you can. We will take a time out and come back for our post-game show. We'll take a look at the highlights as well as what's coming up next for these schools. That's all coming your way right here on 929theticket.com, main sports leader, and Ticket TV. Welcome back to Pottle Field here at Hermon High School. You see the teams have already switched out on the pitch. Hermon boys and the MDI boys getting set to kick off in just about 18 minutes from now. We will bring you coverage of that game as well right here on Ticket TV. We are presented in part by Dean's Detailing. They have been Maine's auto detailing leader since 1971. Renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your auto investment, enjoy the ride. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. Let's take a look at some of the goals for the Hermon Hawks in their 6-1 win over the MDI Trojans. Once again, some technical issues delayed our start of this game, but right there you see Megan Dorr with the curling effort off of her right foot. Dorr giving the Hawks a 3-1 lead at that time, and then this ball off of the foot of Sydney Gallup makes it 4-1 Hermon. Here comes, this is Gallup's goal, so that last one must have been
Wyman? No.
Lindsay Reed.
Reed, yes.
And then finally, I'm sorry, that wasn't a goal. Nate's pointing to me, almost goal. Here's Lindsay Reed's effort, stopping on a dime, curling it into the top corner.
Look at that view.
And then capping off the scoring for the Hawks. This rainbow effort from Allison Cameron to make it 6-1, and the beat goes on for the Hermon Hawks, now 10-0 this season. MDI played them close for about the first 25 minutes of the contest. It was 2-1 before the Hawks eventually, actually the Hawks scored 5 unanswered goals to close out this game after MDI found an equalizer in the early going. The highlights in our post-game show presented by Hermon Motor Company. From pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs to their service department, Hermon Motor Company does it all, and Hermon Motor Company now features Currahee trailers. Hermon Motor Company has something for everyone. 2512 US Route 2 in Hermon. Let's take a look at the remaining schedules for the two teams that we just saw in action. For the MDI Trojans, they close it out with 3 straight home matches against George Stevens Academy on Wednesday, John Baptist on Saturday, and then Ellsworth a week from tomorrow. And for the Hermon Hawks, the remainder of their schedule looks like a trip to Old Town. That's actually Thursday of this week. We'll have that game for you at 6 o'clock right here on Ticket TV. On Saturday, Hermon makes the trip north to Presque Isle, and then they return to Pottle Field to close out the regular season against John Baptist next Tuesday. High school sports on Ticket TV, presented by Northeast Driving School. They have been the leader in driver training since 1969. Register for fall courses today at northeastdrivingschool.com. We're also presented in part by Tim Bush and the Bush Group, real estate agents with next home experience. The Bush Group is ready to help you with all of your real estate needs, whether it is buying or selling or investing. The Bush Group is here to make all of your real estate goals happen. They're also proud supporters of all local high school sports and would like to wish all the student athletes a successful fall season. All right, we are inside of 15 minutes until the kickoff between the Hermon boys and the MDI boys. That is coming up next on Ticket TV. Right now, we will take a short break and sign off for for Jim Churchill. I'm Mark Paulette and our entire crew for Game 1. We will be back very shortly for the call of the second game, beginning once again in just about 14 and a half minutes right here on Ticket TV.